Don't change that dial. It's time for your go-to source for all things entertainment and caffeinated. Now give it up and welcome to the stage, Eva and DJ!
So I'm DJ Blokzyl.
And I'm Eva Crow.
And this is the Ink and Lattes podcast, where we're spilling the ink and dishing out drinks. So we are both members of the Creative Coffee Cafe Discord network. Great place. People come together, chill, bounce ideas off each other, right? Support everyone else. It's actually been really fun and really enjoyable for the months that I've been here already.
Yeah. Apparently, Chris told me I was like one of the first members in there, which I had no idea about, because when I came in, things were bumping, people were chatting. I love the cafe. It's super chill. It's laid back. You can talk to people about your work, get feedback. It's great. I love it.
Oh, yeah. It's funny because he said the same thing to me, too. And I'm just like, really? I wonder if he tells that to everyone.
He's like, you're an original member.
Well, if we stick around, we'll also be talking about other stuff. We'll just be getting into random stuff from outside the cafe as well, talking about it as well. So every week, we'll be highlighting different things, including our picks of the week.
We do have some exciting new books to tell you guys about today that are coming straight from the Discord members. If you want to go ahead and take that, DJ.
All right. Well, first up, we're going to start with S.M.R. Burton's novel, Cherry Tree, a story from Havenburg, that will be releasing this month on May 24th, 2024, and will be available on Amazon, along with signed copies available for purchase. You can actually do a lot of pre-orders now, if you want. There'll be pre-orders of the Kindle edition are available on Amazon. Make sure you snag it. It's about this evocative coming-of-age tale, a journey back to a time of innocence and nostalgia where the bonds of friendship are tested and the echoes of first love linger in the crisp autumn air.
E.L. Knight has recently released his novel, The Undying of Dracula. That is also available on Amazon in Kindle and paperback editions. You know how the story of Dracula ends. Now learn how it began. After his death, Vlad Dracula's soul is cursed to never enter heaven. 3 knights of the Order of the Dragon are given his coffin and ordered to bury him in the walls of Poneri Fortress, Vlad's castle. Their journey leads them to discover that some legends are real, and so are the monsters their ancestors warned them about. So go pick up your copy of that, and by the way, don't forget to leave a review, because that's super helpful for authors.
I never knew that was such a big deal, like reviewing and stuff like that.
Yes, that's a huge thing, because people judge a lot on reviews. I mean, I'm one of those people. I like reading reviews. I like doing reviews. So it helps out immensely for book sales. And then all the links for the books and everything we talk about today is going to be listed in the description, just so you guys know where to get that information.
Moving on, we've also got some commissions that are currently offered by members of the Creative Coffee Cafe. Right now, Warrior Moose is open for commissions for cover, graphic, and web design. His Windows availability is limited, though, so we got a little amount of time to get to him. So if you are interested, make sure to reach out to him via the CCC Discord.
Justin at the DM's Guide is open for map making commissions right now. Normally, he specializes in the tabletop role-playing game maps, but he is open to other potential projects, maybe some book maps. That's something I'm kind of considering possibly working with him on for my book. You can DM him on Instagram at the DM's Guide, or you can reach out to him via his website.
Also, make sure to visit the Bewitchery. It's also run by him. Opened in 2024. It's a small online shop catered to those interested in bringing a little magic into their lives. Got everything from candles, spell kits, jewelry, fragrances, and a lot more than that. So be sure to check him out at thebewitchery.com. Yep. So now we're going to transition into something that everyone has been talking about lately. That is the show Fallout. Like you said, you played the games, right?
I have played Fallout 4 and I have played Fallout New Vegas because I came into the franchise late in the game, but I haven't completed either because they're huge and I'm really slow with my gaming. But I love them. I do love. Particularly love New Vegas.
Oh, yeah, New Vegas is my favorite. I started with Fallout 3 and then I played New Vegas. I finished them both. I started Fallout 4. It wasn't just, I don't know what about it that didn't, maybe it just maybe got burned out on the series or something like that. Just because I played Fallout 3 and New Vegas so much. And Fallout 4 was kind of similar, just like, but more, right?
Right. Like I said, I don't have a lot to compare it to, but I do agree that it's way easier for some reason. Even as someone who is brand new to the franchise, I feel like New Vegas is the perfect one to really get you like invested for whatever reason. I do think that I preferred it to Fallout 4 as well. I don't know why Fallout 4 is kind of hard to get into, but it's still great. It is great. But yeah, it's just I don't know. New
Yeah,
Vegas
I
is
think
just
New Vegas
special.
just really works as far as like the characterization. It almost personalizes it in a way where it feels in some ways where your choices matter too. And I think that's one thing where Fallout 4 kind of lost me in some ways too, where it felt more just quest heavy, I guess, in a way.
Yeah, I get that. And I feel like it's just weird to navigate that game for some reason for me. But but I will say I did watch the entire series of Fallout in a matter of like 4 days. I tried not to like binge watch it too quick because I didn't want it to just be over because I loved it so much because it is so good.
I really wish that they had done the thing where they released an episode a week because that feels like it would have been a good kind of show for that. Especially since I don't know like how long we're gonna have to wait for season two, but it's like I wish they had done more to keep it going and because it just I felt it built up really well too. Where it like it introduced things really well and then it built up the story more and built up the story more so that by the time it finished, I'm just like, okay, I want more of this now because it was. I loved it. The show did a great job of taking the lore and the setting of the games and make it and made basically a whole new story out of it. But everything from the game.
Yeah, I think that that's actually why this series is so good is because like if you look at any other like video game franchises that they adapted to TV, like The Witcher, for example, it follows the storyline pretty well. And I know that The Witcher is a book first. Don't come for me, but don't come for me, people. But with the games being so popular and everything, they had to kind of stick to a very like narrow margin of story to stay true to the Witcher storyline. You know what I mean? Like, so I know that there were a few characters that people were like, "That's not how they are in the book or in the game," and they have to be so close because there's no faster way to piss off a fan base than to change things too much when you have like a very specific storyline. But with Fallout, they don't really have to worry about that. They take things from the world and just basically bring the world to life, and they're just showing you like it's like they're zooming in on these particular individuals and giving their story that is new to all of us. But we still have all of the things from Fallout that are familiar, that we love. Like all those little Easter eggs are so good.
Yeah, like it's the world building really that really sets Fallout apart. Even from like The Last of Us. Even The Last of Us has that thing where it kind of just follows the story along. And so the I just feel like the world of Fallout, the world building of Fallout works so well for a TV series like that. Compared to Last of Us, where I feel like Last of Us would work better as a movie in a way, or even The Witcher would be okay. I mean, Witcher was good as a series. I did. Yeah, yeah, I liked it. I agree with somewhere it kind of fell off in the last couple of seasons. But I did enjoy it though. I did watch it all the way through. So I don't know if I'm gonna watch the next series, but
Yeah, see, I haven't watched the final Henry Cavill season of The Witcher because it makes me sad that he's not in it anymore. And
I know.
I'm honestly probably not going to watch the the next one. I mean, Henry Cavill is my boy, and he was the perfect Geralt, and yeah, I don't think I'm going to finish it honestly, but
No
yeah,
one, no one can brood as well as Henry Cavill.
no, he has the perfect like that grit to his voice, that just like dismissive Geralt attitude, and it's so perfect. But I think that's why Another reason that I love Fallout is, like I said, they're brand new characters. You know, like there's no one in there that like we know identically, main character wise, like from the franchise. So I love that. Everyone, I mean, we all love the Ghoul without any, let's give the spoilers away for people that haven't seen it. But I am a fan of the Ghoul, man.
Oh man, does such a good job in that. Oh, yeah, definitely. No, definitely one of my favorite characters. And like honestly, even just a lot of the stuff they put in there was just so good. So if you haven't seen it yet, I would definitely very highly recommend it. And if you have any comments or anything like that, if you're in the cafe, send me a message. I would gladly love to talk to anyone about Fallout.
Same here. Same here. My DMs are open for all of the Fallout talk.
Hey, if you want to message me on in the server, and the server I am under the name Crockmonk. So look for Crockmonk if you have any. If you want to talk to me about anything, if you have anything I said that you want in the podcast, you can DM me as well.
Yeah, same here. You can find me in the Discord as at Eva Crow Writes. So you can find me there. Shoot me messages and DMs. I love chatting. So yeah, we're gonna do this little segment called Pick of the Week, where we're gonna offer up our recommendations. We're gonna just go with TV series this week since we talked about Fallout. So my pick of the week, Eva's pick, is Outlander. If you have not watched Outlander, you need to watch it. Have you seen it, DJ?
Actually, no. I have seen. I do remember I started watching the first season for a few episodes, but I
Mhm.
do know people that have other people that have highly recommended it too. I
Yeah.
might have to watch it at some point, but I definitely have heard that it's really good.
Yeah, I'm here to pitch it because I feel like I mean, it is a book series. It's a massive book series, but I feel like people look at Outlander and they think it's a chick, like it's a chick show. It's a hard romance, which there's a lot of romance. That's pretty much the main thing. However, however, I even got my fiance to watch Outlander, and he loves it. It took a few episodes for him to get into it because he thought it was just going to be sappy, girly stuff, which is ridiculous, by the way. But um, but basically, the show is just about this woman named Claire. She's her and her husband are both coming out of World War II. She was working as a nurse. He was working for the government. Long story short, there are circumstances that come up where Claire is transported back to 1700s Scotland. And there she meets a man named Jamie Fraser and all of these other cast of characters. And she is a modern woman trying to survive and get back home in this crazy landscape of 1770s England. So, or I'm sorry, Scotland. Um, so it's just really great if you like history. Outlander is amazing. I'm a big history fan. They talk about the Jacobite rebellion, all kinds of different things. You see kings and all these different rulers from history. It's just really great. Like it's such a well written show, and it's true to the books if you've ever read the books. Yeah, and there's really great on scene chemistry between Claire and Jamie. And I mean, it is steamy. It is a steamy show. I'm not gonna lie, but
I, I
there is
I'm not gonna lie too. I did have that idea that it was like a chick flick kind of
everybody
show.
does.
So
Yes, everybody does because it's got the beautiful woman and the hot guy on the cover, and but it's just so rich with historical accuracies, and it's intertwined with this like love story and all the trials and tribulations that they go through, and there's time travel and all kinds of craziness. And it's brutal too. I mean, it's a brutal show. It is heart wrenching. It is violent. It is all of the things that I love in a show crammed into one. I know that you can stream it right now on Netflix. I think they just released the sixth season on Netflix, and I recommend everybody check out Outlander. You would not be disappointed. Give it 2 or 3 episodes. That's always my rule. Give a show 3 episodes before you decide that you're not into it, because
yeah,
sometimes it takes momentum to build up, But
yeah.
check out Outlander for sure.
I might have to do that myself. Then you're doing a good job of even convincing me to get back into it again, or give it another try. I should say. I don't even remember why I stopped watching it. It could have. There's so many shows where I'll start it and then I'll stop and I'll be like I'll go back to it and just never go back to it.
That's what happens to me usually. It's like I get like distracted by something else. But
Yeah.
Outlander is one of those that holds your attention. Once you're in it, you're invested in these characters. And like even like I said, even the fiance likes it. And there are times where I would come home from work and he'd be like, "We're watching Outlander tonight." So like there's something for everyone in that show.
My pick of the week is Black Mirror. It is a show. Have you ever seen it?
I have not watched it yet.
Oh, it is basically, I guess you would call it like a near future kind of tech show where they show scenarios, and it's an anthology. So you can watch any episode, and it won't matter what episode you watch. It won't have, they all have like a similar theme, but they all don't really have anything to do with the other episodes, other than maybe there's like a few Easter eggs in a few different episodes that might reference back to future past ones. But they basically all have the theme of how technology might work in the near future and how that affects our society. Like one of my favorite episodes is what's it called? It's one where they're basically like it's almost making fun of Star Trek. Basically, like it's a starship, but it has a bit of a twist to it halfway through the show where you realize that there's some really weird things going on, and it really spins your head as far as like, oh wait, what is real, and how do you define reality?
That sounds creepy. I mean, is it creepy? Are
No,
there
well, yes, and I would say less creepy and more like where it's just like to me the creepiness with it is in that like, this could potentially be real, and it makes you question where
Yes.
we're headed to as far as like it almost makes you like it's an almost like philosophically creepy kind of show.
That's what I was kind of getting the vibe of when you were describing it and you were talking about like the future of technology. And the first thing I thought of was that sounds terrifying in that kind of way, though, in the kind of way of like, ooh, that seems like something that could actually be happening right now and we wouldn't know it. Is it that kind of thing?
Yeah, it is very much that kind of thing. Yes, actually, there's another one too. I wish I could remember the name of the episode now. There's one with like Bryce Dallas Howard, where she is in this world, like in this future, where basically everything is rated socially. So like everything you do, you can rate people based on how they do. So any interaction you have with someone, you can rate whether it went like 5 star, 4 star, and then so it's almost like a social credit kind of thing.
That sounds awful. Like,
And basically the entire episode about her just having a where it just everything just goes downhill.
yeah, like that's the kind of stuff that I like, though, is like that episode you were just describing with her, which I love her, by the way. Um, Yeah, that's the kind of stuff that you think about when you're watching it and you're like, "Oh my god, if this was ever real life, I would not be able to deal." Oh, and it's kind of creepy in that way, but that sounds good. I think I
Yeah,
would watch it.
it
How
is
many seasons
one.
are there?
I think they had it's up to 6 seasons now. I will say, if you don't like squeamish stuff, skip the
Hmm,
very first episode. I think it's called
yeah.
History of the Nation. Skip History of the Nation, and I would actually kind of skip it because it's not really representative of the rest of the show. I would almost start actually with the second episode, which I believe is called 15 Million Credits.
Mm-hmm.
I start
Yeah,
with that one. That one's a very good representation of what the show is about. And even I think the next one after that, the entire history of you actually is very good because the technology they use in that show is kind of referenced and used in future episodes as well.
okay. Yeah, and that's a really good point that you just made. I just want to add real quick about kind of almost like a trigger warning for Outlander. Um, Outlander takes place, like I said, in the 1700s. And there is a lot of violence in it, but there is specifically some really heavy rape stuff in there in some of the episodes. One episode in particular in season one is very intense. And I recommend, if you have that trigger, that you look into that, what episode that is. I don't know off the top of my head, I apologize, but it is definitely in season 1. And I know that you can probably Google that. And just in case anyone has that trigger, that is a big one. There's a big episode with that theme. So just a heads up there before we moved on. I didn't want to leave that out because that is the important spoiler, or I'm sorry, an important trigger warning.
No, and thank you for that. Like, that is definitely something that a lot of people appreciated knowing going into that as well. I wish shows did more stuff like that too. Maybe if there's enough push for it, then maybe more shows will have that kind of thing.
Yeah, I want to say that like it may have even had that saying like that disclaimer at the beginning of that episode. I can't be sure, but I know I've seen that before where they're like, warning, this episode may contain themes of, and I think they may have done that in that episode because it is very intense. And yeah, I like it. I almost wish I knew about it going into it just so I could be prepared because it was a lot. It was a heavy episode, but almost about ready to wrap things up.
Yeah,
Right?
we're almost out of time now. Yeah, we'll wrap this up.
Thank you guys for hanging out with us. It's been great. We are going to be here every Wednesday as part of the Dripping Creativity podcast, hosted by our fearless and amazing leader, Chris Corvan. Please be sure to subscribe to that if you haven't already.
And if you want more information about the Creative Coffee Cafe and how you can get involved, you can visit the website creativecoffeecafe.com for more info, and the sign-up form for the Discord can be found there as well. Lastly, if you have any news or projects, again, like you'd like to share, send it over to submit at creativecoffeecafe.com. And if we can, we'll get it on the next podcast. Thanks again for tuning in to Inks and Lattes, where we're spilling the ink and dishing out drinks. I'm DJ Blokzyl.
And I'm Eva Krill.
Have a good day.
Bye.